This right here is one of the most interesting jackets you're going to see. Also known as the Alpinestars AMT-10R jacket, I know that's a mouthful. This jacket takes protection and waterproofing to a whole different level. Now, before I jump into the features and details of this jacket, I have one thing to complain about. No, it's not the fact that Alpinestars wants to charge you almost $1,000 for this jacket, which I think the average buyer probably won't want to pay. But no, it's the fact that they do a horrible job of explaining to us illiterate customers of what protection really means. And before I go into the details and the features, let's talk about the protection. Now, if you would have asked me like 10 years ago if I cared about what I was wearing, no, I just wanted to go ride. But today, since I'm enlightened now by the internet, I'm gonna try to enlighten you guys. So there are two protection ratings that you're probably going to see when you're looking for a jacket. Let's talk about this jacket in particular. You have abrasion resistance and protection against impact. So if you want to go sledding on the highway, you want to look at the abrasion protection. And if you want to go sledding and then hit a tree at the end, you're going to look at the protection of impact as well. Now, the AMT-10R has an abrasion class of AA. And to put into perspective, you have AAA up here, which is like your full MotoGP leather tracksuit. You know, you can fall at 100 miles an hour and it's probably not going to reach your skin. You have the AA, which is this jacket. It's a little more comfortable, a little bit less protection. And then you have the A that's all by itself. And if you fall at 100 miles an hour with that jacket on the pavement, you're probably also going to be all by yourself in a hospital with road rash. Now, to get this class AA or AAA, there are three ways about it. The first way is called tested. That's the one you don't want to get if you're paying $1,000 for a jacket. That's when somebody from Alpinestars takes the jacket to their grandma's basement, does some tests according to the specifications, and then goes back to work the next day and says, "Hey boss, I tested it." The second way is called certification. That's when somebody from Alpinestars took the jacket and sent it to a certified factory somewhere in Europe, and they, per the specifications, certified that some of the pieces reached the rating. And then they go back to work the next day and say, "Hey boss, it's class 2A. I'm not going to tell you which pieces I tested on it, you know, probably the most strongest pieces on the jacket, but nonetheless, it's certified." Finally, the third way of getting that rating is called approval. That's when we take the whole jacket, you send it to the certified factory, and they test various locations of the jacket. They also tell you exactly which locations were tested, so now your boss knows, and they have to meet or exceed the ratings. And that is exactly what you're getting with the AMT-10. Now, the impact protection is a little bit easier to explain. I'm going to take these channel locks, and before I hit you with them, I'm going to ask you, do you want to feel a lot of the impact or just a little fraction of the impact? Well, class 1 rating is when you feel a lot of the impact. Class 2 rating is when you feel just a small fraction of it transferring through the protection. The AMT-10 is class 2, but only in the elbows and in the shoulders, which means if I smack you in the back, you're going to feel it. I think that's probably because Alpinestars probably took a page out of Apple's book and said, "Hey, we can sell you the jacket. You don't need the back protector." You know, kind of when you buy an iPhone and they say, "Oh, you probably already have a charger. You don't need one." And it's also good for the environment. Now, when it comes to the features of this jacket, it's like a conglomeration of different brands put into one thing labeled by Alpinestars. Let me explain. Now, it is absolutely not uncommon for companies to use third-party materials for their products. Think of Gore-Tex. Everybody and their mother uses Gore-Tex now. It's not owned by the companies, but it's licensed and used under permission. In this case, they're using something called Kevlar. Kevlar is owned by DuPont, not Alpinestars, but if you know anything about the military or anything like that, you've probably heard of Kevlar. It's abrasion, impact resistance, and it's also very lightweight. Another thing they're using is called Matrix. Matrix is a French company that makes these synthetic textile products for things like soccer shoes and very high-end products that need to be very lightweight, breathable, but also very resistant to like abrasion and impact. And finally, there's another product here called Super Fabrics. And that is this really cool shiny stuff you see here. It's kind of like a honeycomb pattern. What Super Fabrics does is it creates an additional layer. It's a synthetic fabric that increases the amount of time it takes for something to wear through under abrasion in case a rider falls or something like that. So AKA they put it in high impact places on the jacket, like the shoulder and the elbow. Have you ever seen a car that has way more cup holders than the amount of passengers it can hold? Well, when it comes to zippers, there are more than 15 zippers on this jacket. But there is a method to this madness here. If you notice, each zipper handle is different here. Some of these with bigger loops are meant to be operated while riding, in other words, with thick gloves on. And then the other ones have smaller little tags on, and that is because they're meant to be operated when you're stationary and not moving, in case you want to transform this jacket into something completely different, which is what I'm about to show you, and which is something I think that is really cool. Normally, when I see this little word right here, TriStar, I get flashbacks to being cooked completely in my riding pants when I'm riding in warm and humid weather in the Midwest. Let's just say it's a swamp. But by creating this removable top cardigan, Alpinestars has basically put you in a cooking pot, but also has given you a lid that you can now remove for extra ventilation. Okay, so now I'm in the entire jacket with the TriStar umbrella on top of it. Now, I weigh 175 pounds and I am 6 feet tall. This jacket is a size large. Now, I know for a fact that I can also fit in a medium, but in a medium jacket, I can't quite bend my elbows comfortably, and I definitely can't stretch my shoulders. So if I want to get off-road, stand up on the bike, move around a lot, size medium just doesn't work. And I also know that with a size medium, I can't really increase the amount of layers I have underneath the jacket. Okay, now you know the size, you know everything about me. Let's talk about the features on the jacket. We have the sleeves in here. Both of them have Velcro, but there's no zipper. There's actually an elastic instead that controls the tightness of the sleeve. And if you want it even tighter, you would just use the Velcro. Going up, we have the word TriStar, reminding you that if you do not take the lid off the pot, you're gonna cook. And up here is a quick access waterproof compartment. This would be for your American Express card or, your ID and insurance. We have an interesting thing. We have a patch here and also another patch right here. This one already is taken by Alpinestars branding, if you will. But this one is for you and your favorite, whatever patch you want to use. Of course, we have the super fabric here, like I mentioned earlier, is for your high impact areas like your elbows and your shoulders. Coming over to the body of the jacket on the front, there are a lot of pockets. First of all, most of the things on the AMT-10 are crossover. In other words, if I have a pocket here, I'm accessing it with my opposite hand. So this pocket here has a big fat zipper on it. It is not waterproof. This pocket down here though is waterproof. And again, I cross over to reach in, put my stuff in there, take it out, close it. And then this is just an identical pocket on the other side, which again, I cross over to reach in. Honestly, it's kind of clever. It's more comfortable, it's convenient, it's pretty quick. Because if I was trying to do this with my normal hand, it's just opposite. And even if the pocket was facing on this side, it's just difficult with all these shoulder pads and everything to get your hands all the way back up in there to reach into places. Finally, there's this single pocket over here. I do not believe it is waterproof because it just has a regular fat zipper. But again, maybe you can put gloves or something like that in there. Now, one final thing about the front of the jacket. There technically are no direct vents. However, this top lid that comes off, if you don't need waterproofing, when you take it off, you technically have to take the zipper and remove it. So, because it's a double zipper, it doubles as a frontal vent. So if I take this zipper and pull it down, technically I kind of have a vent right here, and the top doesn't flap around everywhere because there's a button here, a snap button, and then I can do the same thing on this side. And now I have, in theory, 2 direct vents in the front. However, the problem is direct venting only works when there is some kind of exhaust air on the back of the jacket. Let's take a look at the back. On the back of the jacket, there is not a whole lot going on at the moment because I have the top lid umbrella waterproof situation going on. It's not yet been transformed into its non-waterproof ventilation form. However, underneath we do have a little net cargo area in case you want to roll something up and throw in there. And above that, on the primary jacket itself, you have another waterproof storage area. It's a pretty large pocket. I think you can probably fit the top lid in there as well. And like I said, it's waterproof. Finally, before we move on, we have these two Velcro straps on both sides. That is just to adjust the tension above your elbow for extra comfort. Now that I have the rear exposed, you can see I stuffed the waterproof cover into this little net cargo just to demonstrate how it's probably not a good idea, because if you're gonna be going very fast on a bumpy trail, this thing might come flying out. I don't know, just saying. But what's interesting though on the back is you have this zipper right here. And it was very thoughtful of them, because this is not a compartment for your back armor. It's actually a compartment for a hydration pack. Once you can stick your hydration pack in here, you can run the hydration pack line out of this grommet right here, which is Velcroed, and you can run that over your shoulder, and on the front of the jacket you have these elastic bands on which you can latch your line to. If you take this waterproof cover and you put it on your jacket, you can still use your hydration pack, because the waterproof liner that goes on top has little ports that are designed to repel water and like rain, and still allow your hydration pack line to come out over your shoulder and into the elastic loops on the front. So definitely a very thoughtful design from Alpinestars. And here I am wearing the transformed version of the jacket. I've got breathability all the way from my wrist up into my armpit, into my chest, and then all the way back to my other arm. And the same thing on the back. I have the arms and the back. Both sleeves come with these little thumb loops. These are so that when you put the outer shell back on, your sleeves don't roll back into the outer layer. You can also elect to keep the thumb loops on the whole time if you'd like to lose circulation to your thumbs. As before, you have this cool little pocket here for easy access to your favorite snacks. I suppose you could also use it for your personal documents and ID. Inside of the jacket, you have a pocket that is waterproof, and you also have sort of a little netted pocket for some stuff that doesn't need to be protected from moisture or water. And depending on whether you're a black belt or not, Alpinestars will send you a specific colored belt here. Just kidding, it's actually for comfort, and it just kind of keeps the jacket placed on your chest so it prevents it from rolling up or pulling up when you're riding. Man, it's too bad I can't zip this thing up. It'd be kind of cool to wear this around. You know when I said that this jacket was a conglomeration of different brands and products? It goes even further than that. The zippers, they are made by two different companies. You have your typical YKK zippers that you expect on most products nowadays. These are these little guys everywhere. And then you have a company called Ideal making the primary and big fat zippers on this jacket. And the special thing about Ideal that makes it different from the YKK zippers on here is that they're magnetic. Let's show you what I mean. I'm gonna go ahead and unzip this. Here's my zipper. I'm not even looking down. I push them together and boom, magnetic. What's really magnetic is actually these two little bases right here. As soon as you put them together, the zipper wants to connect. I didn't say it always works, but it's definitely innovative. The other areas that have these type of zippers are the ones that connect the DryStar top to the rest of the jacket. Those zippers are also the Ideal style zippers. They're magnetic, and that's just because these areas are really difficult to reach even with a size large. But with the magnetic zipper, it kind of helps you line things up, especially when you don't have your spouse around to help you put the jacket on. Hey, I need help. This is your cardigan.
Nice than mine anyway. It's better than mine anyway.
Now, as a humble reminder that this video was not sponsored by anyone, nor is Alpinestars having anything to do with this video or us, I'm going to give you 3 things about this jacket that are wrong. When somebody pays almost $1,000 for a jacket, they're probably not expecting it to get in the mail and then find out it's got rips in it. Well, this one did. Now, obviously I can get it replaced. That's all going to be taken care of. But ultimately, whoever worked at their quality control department didn't show up to work that day. The second thing is a little bit more rider specific. I told you the size of the jacket, my size, my height, the collar. collar literally rides up into my neck, and it just feels like you're being strangled by a jacket, especially when you're sitting in the touring position. It rides up into your neck, into your jawline. Definitely something that I can't fix or change on this jacket for myself. Finally, no matter how hard Alpinestars tries with this jacket, with this AMT-10R, you cannot truly call it a four-season jacket unless you can ride in it in the summer in the Midwest. And I'm talking hot weather and humid. You know, it's almost like it just doesn't have, it has all the ventilation you could think of, but not quite enough. It's got this obstruction here in the middle. And it's like if they could only just move the zipper off to the side at an angle like this, kind of like, I don't know, maybe kind of like this jacket, the Alpinestars Halo jacket. What's stopping me from spending half the amount of money on the same brand just to cannibalize the AMT-10R? I don't know, you tell me. But I know this is not a comparison, this is a video about the AMT-10R. And I'm not gonna sit here in front of the camera and claim that this is the best jacket in the world and that it's a true four-season jacket unless I know it really is. And unfortunately, when it's really hot and muggy, I just don't know if it's gonna cut it. Sorry guys, it's kind of a downer at the end of the video, but you know what? Just being honest. Hey, this is Yev with 1 LiterADV where you can watch, decide, and write. Whoa! Whoa. Hi. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this jacket and telling you everything you already know about this jacket because it's in the product's description page. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Is this the best jacket in the world? I think this is the best jacket. But don't worry, in 6 months, I'm gonna make another video with a different jacket and I'm gonna say, is this the best jacket in the world? And in 1 year, I'm gonna make another video with a third jacket and I'm gonna tell you it's the best jacket. You have to go buy that other jacket. But right now, this is the best jacket and you should go get it. And the affiliate links are in the description. Please use them so I can make more money. Did you know that we have videos where we actually ride our motorcycles? Check out our off-roading and adventure videos, and while you're at it, subscribe to the channel.